I've been working with young people for over 15 years. It started working for a children's theater company where we went around and we did shows about Black history, and that was a really interesting way to interact with young people because you got to bring to life the stories that they were reading in books. It went from there to coaching young people in speech and debate, which is something I did for 8 years. And that is a very unique space to work with folks because it's only a few young people and you're going really in depth on the tools that are best used for public speaking and the creating of strong arguments for whatever issue they are passionate about. And then from there, I went from working with folks in speech and debate to working with folks in poetry. And I created an after-school creative writing program. So we're in 16 to 20 schools. We're running around, we're creating curriculum, we're working with teachers, asking them what things do they need to better teach contemporary poetry in their classrooms so that young people can learn the principles of poetry and figurative language, but do it through the lens of people who are writing about topics that they care about, and ultimately people who look like them and come from spaces that they occupy. After starting my own nonprofit, I went to another organization and ran a mentoring program. And it was through this mentoring program that I realized that all of the things that I'd done in the past could come to fruition in this space to help many more people than I'd been doing in the small pockets I'd been doing before. And working with young people and working with professionals and figuring out the things that exist in the gaps between where people imagine themselves to be and where they actually are. And after working at the mentoring program, I was lucky enough to work for an organization that puts together two of the most important things to me, and that is activism and poetry. And we've been blessed to be able to move around the country working with young people and adults using poetry as storytelling, as a way to create connectivity and restore humanity to places where it had been lost. And so now I find myself wanting to go around to different organizations and take all of this knowledge that I've gained and give it to people so that they can do this same thing in their own communities. So whether it's creating a mentoring program, whether it's creating an after-school creative writing program, whether it's taking all of those things and mixing them together and creating a completely new entity that includes mentoring and activism and storytelling and public speaking and social engagement, I want to open up this treasure trove of experience I have and offer it to anybody out there who thinks that they want to do this kind of work.